Hi guys, today we're making another meaty, decadent, delicious curry. It is called KOSHA MANGSHO and it is a specialty from Bengali cuisine. Kosha means slow roasting and mangsho is meat, and that's what we're doing today. We're making a vegan version of this slow roasted sauce and adding some tofu to it. There is a bit of difference in the way we handle tofu compared to how we handle the meat. The meat usually would take hours to cook, but here we don't need to cook it for that long. But we do need to cook the sauce for a long time, so that the onions can brown nicely and you pick up all of that delicious caramelized onion flavor into the sauce. The meat version of this dish usually looks really dark because of all of the caramelization of the onion, as well as the meat that slow cooks over a long time and gets browned and roasted. We are trying to get all of that color from the browning onions, so let the onions cook for the time that they need. Bengal is a state in the western part of India, and Bengali cuisine has its own set of dishes that you don't necessarily find in any other cuisines in India. You have this kosha mangsho curry, you have other meaty dishes like rizala, which is made with chicken or other meats. You have rasgulla, rasmalai, sandesh that are all dairy-based desserts that are specialty of Bengali cuisine. Then we have these vegetable chops or meat chops that are patties or cutlets that again have this very specific way of making them and are really popular in Bengali cuisine. But as you know, I am on a mission to bring all of these meaty, decadent, luscious, deeply flavored Indian curries and bringing you vegan versions of those. So today we're doing the same thing and making a vegan version of kosha mangsho. It's not as dark as it's supposed to be because we're using tofu instead of the meat. If you use cast iron pan and use a meat substitute, you'll get more of the color. The kosha mangsho is usually served with pulao or sweetened rice or luchi, which is a Bengali flatbread, or plain rice or naan or roti. We are serving it today with some plain rice. You can thicken this sauce so that it coats the tofu, and then you can use this to fill up some wraps or sandwiches or make burritos, or use the tofu to top some baked potato, and it is absolutely delicious. So let's make this kosha mangsho. For the meat, which is our tofu, we're going to press the tofu and then tear the tofu into organic shapes. Then we're going to add a little bit of yogurt, some turmeric, Kashmiri chili powder, garlic powder, and salt, and mix all of that into the tofu until the tofu is well coated. You can also add a tablespoon or two of cornstarch here. Tofu can easily get stuck to the pan depending on your pan, so the cornstarch helps there by making it a little less sticky. Use a cast iron pan if you have it, otherwise use your non-stick pan. Heat up over medium-high heat, add a little bit of oil. Once the oil is hot, transfer this tofu to the pan and then let it sit for a few minutes undisturbed. Once one side of the tofu is golden, you can flip the tofu and continue to cook until the other side is golden as well. Then remove this from the skillet. To make the sauce, reduce the heat to medium, add some oil, add in all of your whole spices. You can use hot dried red chilies or some mild dried red chilies like Kashmiri chilies. If you don't want too much heat in the sauce, don't break the chilies. If you like heat, break these chilies and add to the pan. Also, all the green and black cardamom, you want to open them slightly and then add them to the pan. Mix these in the hot oil. Let them cook for a few seconds. They'll start to get very aromatic. Then you add in all of your sliced onion and a good pinch of salt and mix in and continue to cook the onion until it is golden brown. After a couple of minutes of the onion cooking, increase the heat to medium high and continue to cook the onion until they start scorching. You want all of that color build up in the onion and you want them to scorch and caramelize. So once they're doing that, you stir them and then continue to cook for another few minutes. Add splashes of water in between so that the heat can conduct evenly and the onions can brown evenly. You can also cover the pan with a lid if your onions are drying out too much. Once most of the onions are golden brown, add in your ginger garlic paste and then add your ground spices. For the ground spices, you want to add 2 to 3 tablespoons of water into the bowl of the ground spices. Mix those up and then add that mixture to the pan. Mix the spices and the ginger garlic paste into the onion. Add a splash of water if the pan is drying out too much and cook that for about half a minute. Then add in your tomato puree, mix that in and cook that for half a minute as well. Then add in your non-dairy yogurt and a little bit of water. Mix everything in and then cover this with a lid and continue to cook this sauce for 10 to 15 minutes. This is where all of the delicious caramelized flavor from the onion and the color from the onion is going to go into the sauce, and the flavor is going to develop into this slow roasted delicious sauce. Open the lid after 15 minutes or so and add in some water, stock some salt and your crisped up tofu and mix that in and then cover with the lid. Reduce the heat to medium low and continue to cook this for 10 minutes or longer. Now, depending on the consistency of the sauce that you like, you can cook it for longer so that the sauce thickens and coats the tofu. So it's kind of like a saucy, meaty mixture that you can serve in wraps or tacos or over naan. Or you can add some more water to keep it saucy and then serve that over rice or pulao or quinoa. This is an absolutely delicious sauce. Like many other sauces and curries that use whole spices, the flavor develops more over time, so you can make this sauce ahead. It'll taste even better the next day. Just add whichever protein you want to add to the sauce and it's going to be amazing. You can add some beans, chickpeas, lentils, some roasted veggies, seitan circles or tempeh or whatever you like, and serve this however you like as well. It is an absolutely delicious dish. Let me know in the comments if you tried this KOSHA MANGSHO. Please do subscribe to my YouTube channel and I'll see you next time.